You ready to do this shit again?
I suppose the vibes aren't the same. The vibes on the trampoline were honestly superior.
I
I go by
know.
trampoline
I'm
just so I
I'm
can
like in
sit
a
on the
mood
trampoline.
now because of this, and also I just played some Stardew Valley. I have to tell you, there is a quest later
Without me.
on to make the main mines more difficult, and also there's squid, just flying squid through the air that kill you.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Going
as
out
well
there.
as cute little mushroom people and spiders and walking sticks.
Oh, Bessie. Oh, no, I'll save that for my fun fact.
Okay, and green ghosts that throw up on you and make it so you can't eat. Like
That's literally me. What do you say?
it's it is it was so wild, and you have like 7 days to do it, and we only completed it just because we had a bunch of ladders already made uh for when we go to the desert mines and finish the desert mines. So it was stressful, and by stressful I mean I was full anxiety for like a good hour afterwards, and then we went to the desert mines almost immediately afterwards, which is an experience. But that's fine. Because I did get a cool ring because I can make them. Because I'm trying to make everything. My goal is to get both you and her to perfection, which is gonna take
Good luck with
time.
that for me.
Dude,
I
it took me 216 or something like that hours just myself to do it.
I could see Pearl doing it before I do it. Just
I mean, oh yeah, obviously we are at
without
the
the
point
fact that I'm playing longer. Without
we're
that
like
fact.
3 years into the game right now.
God.
We can make an obelisk right now if I just, stop accidentally selling all our coconuts and cactus fruit.
Coconut.
Yeah, you go to the desert and get coconuts.
Casey's been talking all day.
And she's not been talking to
Yeah,
me, that bitch.
I know. She was ugly to me when I got home last night.
Anyways, welcome to a Fish and Fire podcast. This is an episode that we already recorded yesterday. And none of the audio worked, and I'm still so pissed. But yeah, no, it's a personally attack against me. I literally, multiple times, right before we ended, I said, I'm so glad once I edit this, I never have to think about this book again. And look at me now.
I
Over
just had a
24 hours
feeling.
later, I hate this book so much, and this just makes me hate it even more because I have to talk about all this shit again. Welcome to Bleeding Earth. I don't like it. Welcome to Fish and Flower Podcast. I'm Flower, aka Rose. I don't know. Pollen is coating everything, and it's supposed to rain. Why has it rained? No. So everything's just sticky and hot, and it's making my mood even worse. And here we are.
You should promote us now instead of at the end, just because we have to deal with this again.
I don't remind me. I don't want to have to edit this after doing all this shit again. I've just do your intro. I don't. I'm so done. I'm gonna try to do this so fast. I'm gonna see if I can make it under 47 minutes because that was how long the initial version was.
Hey, my name is Fish, aka Stingray, and two fun facts. Um, Yesterday when we recorded the first time, I recorded. I was outside on a trampoline the whole time, and it was very nice. And the vibes just aren't the same now that I'm not on the trampoline. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, that was really funny. There was like even a video of it on the Snapchat
Uh,
or not Snapchat, Instagram. I don't know who I think we are if I say Snapchat.
Never, never. If we're gonna be in podcast outside, that'd be weird. Anyways, also I watched Cut Stuff for season one and season two yesterday for the first time this year. And if you know me, you're like first time. We're not gonna talk about it. Um,
Okay,
I didn't cry.
so
I
proud.
teared up, but I never cried. Especially during season two. That's an accomplishment for me.
So proud. This is Streaming Conscious Podcast, where someone how we talk to each other on a daily basis. On today's episode, we're talking about Bleeding Earth. I already said that. Book I don't like. Content warnings. I didn't look that story up because they doesn't have like most of them. There's gore and blood and violence and religious trauma. gun violence, murder, homophobia, just,
Psychosis, delusion.
yeah, me being pissed off and
Attempted murder,
complaining a
murder.
lot, um, characters that don't make sense, insufferable main characters. How the hell is this main character 16 but also a senior in high school, but also this fucking dumb? Everyone in this whole entire book sucks ass except for the main character's girlfriend. She should have been the main character. Um,
And there could have been so many ways to make this better by just brainstorming for 5 minutes, and I could have wrote it better. Yeah, that was
yeah,
the conclusion we came to yesterday. Like, I made up like 5 different plot points that I could have taken to make it 10 times better in just 5 seconds of thinking about what the information we had.
yeah. Speaking of what this book is, I should talk about the conspiracy. The conspiracy, because I read this in. I should really check when I've read this. I'm gonna do that now because I keep on saying a random time, but I don't actually remember. So I didn't pull it up on Storygraph, but now I'm pulling it up on Storygraph to check. December 3rd is when I finished it.
Damn, that's crazy.
I know, right? It's been over 6 months now. Fucking wild.
Wow,
And the fish read it somewhat recently, like in the past few months, right? And then at one point when, hey, the imagery of like what's happening, the current apocalypse, it's like a story of like the apocalypse is happening. How are the characters handling it type thing? Answer, not well, but they're not good characters, so that's actually why. They weren't handling shit well beforehand, so it's okay. And they said this would make a good movie. And right when they said that, I was looking stuff up about the publisher and found an article about how the publisher's new plan was to buy the rights to old scripts that nobody was using and nobody wanted and turning it into books, putting it in the hands of somebody who doesn't really have any writing cred and have them turn it into a book. And that's what this is. From what I can tell, the author before this ran a blog, and that is about books, and that's the extent of her writing knowledge. Wrote this. She's come out with 3 more books since then, but like many years later. Like if I remember properly, yeah, this was mid 2010s. Most of her books came out in like 2018 and then 2020s. I was low key intrigued to look at them, but then I was like, I don't wanna. So that may be why this feels like it would make a good movie. Also, another thing, this book came out around the time that the Fifth Wave movie came out, and as someone who's never watched the movie other than like random clips, and didn't read very far into the book because she DNF'd it. I did DNF it.
That's crazy.
That's also a thing. But they got similar vibes. They got similar. The currently surviving the apocalypse vibes are very similar, and that's possibly why they decided this one needed to be pumped out as soon as possible. I don't fucking know. Anyways, this is a book.
Apocalyptic book.
I like apocalyptic media. One of my favorite, I guess it's technically a trope, in like movies and TV shows and whatnot, is to see like post-apocalypse, post the world ending as we know it. It's been years later, and seeing like in cities like the skyscrapers having toppled down and like vines growing and everything, and like that's some of my favorite visionary. So The Last of Us is really good at that. Can you tell I really like The Last of Us?
I agree.
Still haven't seen season 1 because I tried to watch episode 1. I immediately started having a panic attack, and I went, "No, I'm gonna wait."
The way I started playing it was my stepbrother, and then shit went down, and I still haven't been like, "Hey, can I play it again?" Just because video games, I'm not good at video games.
I can tell from you trying to fish in Stardew Valley.
Shut the fuck up! Oh my god! Don't do that to me. You didn't even comment my name on the thingy. Did it make you
fishy?
Giggle?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it, and then I moved on.
Wow, it didn't even make you giggle.
I went hot in my head.
Okay. I suppose.
Alright, me talk about book now. This follows Leah, I hate her. I hate her so much. The only characters I possibly hate more than Leah is her best friend Hillary and Hillary's boyfriend Levi, and
Like,
possibly her
can't you name
dad.
being fucking Hillary?
I know, right? So Leah is helping her best friend Hillary with a school project, which is like tracing gravestones of family members type thing. Hillary is afraid of graveyards, but also they live right next to one. It's never explained why. Like, is her father like the caretaker of the graveyard or something? No, I don't know. It's never explained why they live right next to the graveyard.
No,
Because
because
normally that's not a thing.
everyone else has
So
normal names, but she's just named Hillary.
it very much her family very much gives small town southern like
Still
old.
Hillary.
I
We could
know.
have Samantha. We could have had like Emily. We could have had like Jessica. We could have had like Abigail. I don't know.
But yeah, her family gives small town southern like like the family's been living there for generations, and the family has been living there for generations. Clearly, from her tracing the gravestones on the graves of her family for the school project. Imagine if your family moved there and you have to get this school project. Like, what are you fucking supposed to do? Anyways, but
Yeah, I don't think
this
anyone's
takes
moving there.
place in small town New Hampshire, so I don't fucking know. So Hillary has been known to put her friendships before boys, and Leah thinks this is the dumbest fucking thing ever because boys have broken up with Hillary over it, which I say is the dumbest thing ever because, hear me out, if a guy gets angry with you because you want to hang out with your best friend, that's not a guy you want to be with. Like, he gets angry because you want to hang out with your friends. That's red flag behavior. That's
But
a
hear me
guy
out.
who's gonna distance you from your friends to do some shit. Like, no, get out of there. So
Considering they live in a small town in New Hampshire, I imagine the majority of the guys are like that. So you're kind of screwed there. You gotta pick and choose your red flags, like when you're in that type of situation.
little blood, which makes them freak out and run to Hillary's and tell her mom, who instantly is all like, "Hey, it's probably just a freshly buried about freshly buried bodies. That's not how it works. They take out all the fucking blood when they bury you." There's like some religions I know that have things about that, but for the most part, what I don't think small town New Hampshire is gonna have just a random person from that religion, one of those religions living in this small town who has recently, like, the chances of someone who happens to have those religious beliefs and just died and just be buried, like, hello? No, they take out all your blood for a reason, which is it stops the decay so that, and put other things in there to stop the decay, so like when they show off you off in your grave or in your casket, you're not like half melted face. So like
Mm-hmm.
that makes no sense. And you live next to a graveyard, you should know that. Anyway, she talked down to them for
I feel
being
like most
scared.
people just know that. I don't know.
They talk down at them for being scared for, stepping in blood, because that's, a weird thing, Mom. Like, maybe somebody got murdered there. Like, that's what my first thought would be as an adult. Maybe somebody got murdered. Should we call the police? If there's that much blood that you're stepping in a giant puddle of it? Like, but what do I know?
Murder, attempted murder.
Levi
I don't know.
is Hillary's newest boyfriend. They've only been dating for 3 months and is almost there for their date, so Leah leaves.
Fuck this guy.
Hillary's mother is homophobic. Her family doesn't know Leah is gay because then they wouldn't allow her and Leah to be friends anymore. Levi doesn't trust Hillary and Leah's friendship, thinking that Leah will make her gay or Leah will make a move or something like that. Which Leah scoffs at because Hillary is very straight, but also doesn't click in her brain that maybe there's homophobic reasons and maybe she should like bring this up to Hillary, her best friend, to be like, hey, your boyfriend kind of homophobic tendencies, and being as your best friend is a known lesbian, that you make a big deal about being best friends with and all this stuff. Like, come on. Also, can you tell I'm already not the biggest fan of Leah and the way she thinks?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Leah's been on a few dates with Araceli. I think that's how you pronounce her name. That's her girlfriend, the person who should be the main character, in my opinion, in everyone's opinion. On the walk home, she passes a church that has LED lights saying, those church signs that like have quotes on them. And this one says, "Beloved, don't be afraid." Which
What is that even from? Is that even from a Bible passage? Like,
I don't think so. Not the way that, like, that's not from the bits of the Bible that I've read. As someone who had to memorize the Bible growing up,
I'm so sorry.
that's not like the writing style is definitely not like that. So I don't know. It weirds her out.
Yeah, even I know it's not like that. So I'm like, why? What was the reasoning for that?
It weirds her out. And
Rightfully, honestly.
she's all like, "Hey," decides to message some friends about it. Be like, "That's weird." When of course this message says on front of the church says, "Don't be afraid," as people start screaming because blood is seeping out between the cracks of the sidewalk.
That's such an amazing like thing to
Yep.
think about. Not amazing. Like I would be scared if I saw that, but like the idea is really cool.
So her father works somewheres in the dam, I think higher up in the dam. So he brain thought process is like, hey, there's blood, and blood's gonna go downhill into the water, right?
Let's go in water. Water makes the blood. Water no good.
Yeah. So he like thought process. Let's fill every tub and bucket with water in case it gets contaminated with blood. Her mom forces her to go shopping with her the next day to stock up, and the blood is already up to her ankle. This is where I bring up the fact that her thought process is very 14-year-old, but she is 16. But she's also a senior later on. You learn that. So, like, I don't fucking know. School and unnecessary workers are canceled for the foreseeable future. Makes sense. Leah's complaining that her mother picks out granola bars, questioning why people are panicking, compares blood coming from the earth to an ice storm, because those are totally the same thing, right? And she hates on people for being rude at the store, and then sees another lady, I think it's something to do with tampons, and yells at her, and is really rude to her.
I'm sorry, pause. My mother said she ate some of my ice cream. There's like 2 fucking bites left in here.
Okay, I would like to note that I am an avid person who talks about murder a lot and being down for murder, so I'm just saying. In my opinion, valid reason.
Why are you going in the bathroom? I'm sorry.
Not the cat. Is it Kiki? I assume it's Kiki.
No, it's Ibby trying to go in the bathroom after she already dug today, and I'm ignoring the fact that she dug in the flowers today. And I will go fix it later.
So a lady whacks her with her car, and she has to kick her away. And that's when she realizes everyone is panicking due to the fucking apocalypse. She runs looking for her mom, and then on a shelf, she finds body parts, including pumping hearts and eyeballs watching her. And, oh, that's a dream. It's never really explained if the whole entire shopping trip is a dream, or just that part. We don't know.
I think it's the dream.
The
eyeballs.
I think it's just the body parts, too, but, like, it's never explained. Like so many other things in this book. It's just we're barely tipping our toe into what's wrong in this book. So there starts to be a discoloration in the town dam her dad works at. Cities have no power, coastal places are flooded, and people have drowned in the subway. But school has started back up after a week, and everyone has to walk in the blood since there's too much to drive safely. I would like to note multiple times we brought up the fact that at later points in this book, they're fucking driving multiple times throughout the street. After the blood is like 3 times as high as it is now in this one in the book, but it's too high now to drive. I'll just put that there and move on. She walks to Araceli, and they notice some bubbling, so Araceli pulls at the area with her foot, and oh, there's hair. So Araceli's like, yeah, not doing this, and pulls her into her apartment, and they skip school together. She's not out yet to her dad. I don't know what her mom is, but she's not out to her dad because her grandparents are homophobic and racist, and she's scared her dad will force her to tell them, which will cause a bigger strain in the family since her mother was Spanish. And they kind of really not make sense of that. Leah's past prom planning is canceled because that planet is flooded with blood. The planet is flooded with blood, and she's upset because she can't go to. There's no more prom planet. I'm sorry, I don't know about you, but I think walking to prom in a like long dress and in my heels in a sea of blood, it's not. The only way that seems fun to me is in that one scene in Desperate Measures where Jasmine is walking around in that white dress covered in blood. Like,
I think it's maybe to be like just watching on the things that are supposed to happen to like I don't know.
I don't
You
know.
know,
They have to test the blood for bloodborne pathogens and toxins, and everything seems fine that way. So, it's not like people are gonna die and get sick from this. Cough, cough. Uh, the water's confirmed effective, but most times have been auto filtration, so they should be fine. Notice how I say seems to be fine and should be fine. After a minute,
LOL.
after a minute of the sink being on, the water does turn pink. Hillary complains that Leah doesn't put in enough effort to include Levi, despite him constantly ignoring her and watching the clock whenever they have to hang, leading to a 5 sentence fight between the two of them.
Levi should have died for real.
This
Fuck
was when I
Levi.
learned she's a
This is the
senior.
this episode.
Anyways, it starts to rain blood. Also something gorgeous when she walks on their walkway, and boop, it's bones. Their basement is flooded with blood, and her mother is hiding a book behind her back. Weirdly, Leo wants to wash her hair since she got caught in the blood rain, but her dad says no because they have to preserve the water for drinking. And I kind of get both their points. Like, I get it, because I too would want to wash my hair if my hair was coated in blood.
Mm-hmm.
But she kind of is 100% the worst, and I hate her so much that I can't. She decides this is a great time to read Noah's Ark. When her mother, this is also when we learned her mother was raised by a religious cult. Never talked about again. So refused Leah to be interested in religion. And so when her mom comes in to sneak her a bowl of water so she can wash her hair, because she was, and I quote, a teenager once too, she has to hide her Bible. And when her mom goes to leave, she realizes the book her mom was hiding was her old Bible from, that religious cult. I'm just sitting here thinking of more ideas this book could be better, because, there's this whole thing where the blood has a weird obsession with Leah and listens to Leah and all this stuff. And her mom was raised in a religious cult, so, hear me out. What if the religious cult did tests on Leah's mother, very similar to what Molly Southbourne series?
Oh! Oh! No! Don't even utter those words!
And
fuck you!
And because of that, Leah was born with this weird ability to control the Earth's blood or something. I don't know.
Bob, I can't mute myself here. I'm making all this noise. I'm sorry.
Leo walks to school with Aratelli and they find bones of the blood. Also, blood is becoming rancid. I assume it's from rotting. It's from rotting. It's difficult to breathe because of that. I can imagine.
The idea of rotting blood makes me giggle, and I think somebody needs to check on me.
If you have multiple inches, like half a foot of blood everywhere's, coating everything and starting to rot from the sun, I assume that smells really bad. It makes it really difficult to breathe. They enter school, and then as soon as they do, there's an announcement: school is canceled. Hillary offers to drive them, since no one wants to walk the blood. Again, previously it was too high to drive, but now they can drive. But Hillary's with Levi, so Araceli immediately decides to go with her friends instead and walk home that way. I love how nobody clocks this. Levi and Leah are pretty nice, but Hillary notices Leah panicking about her relationship with Araceli, so decides to hang with her and not Levi, which causes Levi to start glaring at Leah again. Scientists have run tests on the bones and found them of human origin.
Where did they come from? Because I understand there's bones in the earth, but where did any of it come from? I would like to know where it came from. I want there to be more lore. Where's the lore?
Bestie, haven't you read this book? The answer is God. The whole time. That's just God.
Well, I mean, the lady is from fucking wherever, the middle of nowhere, New Hampshire, with a husband and 2 kids or something like that. Of course the answer is God. And that's, oh my God. And the gay wasn't even necessary, because it's just, oh my God.
Leah is weird.
People shouldn't write gay books. I don't know. There's some that have, I don't know. God.
Leah is weirdly compelled to go out into the blood, so she's sitting on her front step, complaining that she can't breathe when there's an alert that there's toxin in the blood that causes severe physiological distress. There was a point where one of Leah's friends' younger sister saw a girl cover herself in blood and then scream a lot and she had to be taken away.
That's so decoded.
I point out the fact that if the Earth started seeping human blood, hair, and bones, I would have severe psychological distress, with or
I think a
without
lot of
toxins causing me to be. So I don't know. But now most of the water is unusable. Leah panics. There's like this whole cycle where she panics that her compulsions and nightmares mean she's sick, because that's some of the symptoms possibly. But then she gets worried that her panic about that is actually paranoia, which is another one of the symptoms. And it's just a constant cycle. Her mom returns early from work with lots of bottled water and a black eye from someone at the grocery store, and immediately dismisses the idea of Leah being sick. Hillary forces Leah to ask Araceli if they can do a hangout in hopes that it will help Araceli come out. And Leah, this is one of the times where Leah's kind of smart, okay? Which is, Hillary doesn't understand, because she assumes everyone will be fine when Araceli comes out. Like, she assumes that nobody will care, even her homophobic, racist grandparents. Like, everything will be fine. It's not a thing to worry about. You'll see. You just have to have two people around who understand, right? But one, they can't tell Hillary's parents, because Hillary's parents are homophobic and stop them from hanging out. And two, Hillary was the one who stopped the bullying of Leah when she came out. So Hillary's a fucking dumbass, is basically what it is. Also, Leah's thoughts are just a lot of her repeating the same fears we already heard about when she thought about her own coming out story. So they're hanging out and they're driving around, and the engine floods with blood, so Araceli has to call her dad since he drives a tow truck. When they check out the car, Leah is attacked by hair and they have to pull her out. The government is now handing out free respirators, and so Leah sneaks out to get one, and comes across Araceli, who's there. So they get respirators together. How cute, how romantic. They are having a good time walking home when a man starts hitting them with a leg bone, trying to steal the respirators. It's still kind of funny to me. That still makes me giggle.
Why did I just think of a man? I know it's like an actual leg bone, but why did I just think of a man trying to beat someone up with like a chicken leg?
That's so funny. Leah hits him back as Araceli falls in the blood and they run off. Hillary comes over and Leah offers a glass of water, which makes her mom freak and kick her out, and then yell at Leah. And so Leah's like, but is one glass of water really life or death if it comes down to it? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Like, I get that your mom probably shouldn't have freaked out as much, but that's just the more points towards your mom going crazy. But like, she's definitely in the right. Like, there are now pamphlets on how to decontaminate water if absolutely necessary. And her parents start threatening to lock her in her room.
I'm sorry. This is where I feel like it could have taken the route of her running away with Araceli and trying to navigate this blood and shit like out in the wild, and that would have been so cool. You know, I feel like that would have been a really cool thing, because like at the end when they were trying to get to the dam, that was really cool. That's what I thought it was going to be like. I thought it would be more like with them having to be out in the world, having to deal with this, and not, you know, her being forcefully locked away like some Rapunzel shit, you know?
Yeah. So,
I don't know why I say Rapunzel shit as if anybody ever came to save her, but, you know.
You know, entangled. Flynn Rider. Anyways, one of her friends invites her to.
Of course, you like Flynn Rider, you bitch.
Listen, you know my type. And it's both of them.
Yeah, I do. It's valid type. Mine, I gotta use that. I don't know if you noticed, mine's the same type, but just female.
So one of her friends invites her to an apocalypse-themed party. And Araceli agrees to go with, but Hillary has been ignoring her since her mom freaked out. Levi, at this party, Levi is trying to make a very drunk girl, like blackout drunk girl, who is kind of friends with Leah. He's trying to make her drink a cup of blood. And this makes Leah freak out. Valid. And takes the cup. She tries to be nice to Levi despite this whole situation, and also him definitely hanging on some other girl who isn't Hillary. But he baits her into agreeing to him drinking the first half, and if he manages to drink the whole first half, she has to drink the second half. Like, if he stops or throws up or something like that, she doesn't have to, but As soon as she hands over the cup, he is clearly questioning how to get out of it. But he takes one sip and then starts throwing up. Afterwards, a lot of people are laughing at him, including her, but then she goes to help her friend. One of her other friends tells her to hide in the woods because he plans to go through with it, so she has to drink the rest of the blood. And Araceli follows, and they're like hiding out in the woods when the police show up to the party. But since they're already hiding in the woods, they're able to get away easily, and she sneaks back into her room, but is caught. And her mom takes her computer. The police take away her phone as well, but she lies and says that she dropped her phone in the blood. She can't find it. Right? They board up her windows.
They board up her windows.
They board up her windows. She has a conversation with Hillary. I don't know how her mom never notices that she has her cell phone at this point. Like, there's a lot of her talking on the phone with people, but also at, like, another point, she's, like, literally texting her dad in front of her mom. Her mom never questions this.
I think her mom's kind of losing it at this point already.
That is
so,
true.
You know.
She has a conversation with Hillary who says, maybe their friend who, you know, was blackout drunk and couldn't control themselves deserved to be forced to drink blood, and that Leah was the one to be a jerk trying to save her. I, now reading off my notes, I'm 100% getting that this is an allegory for rape and sexual assault at parties, right? I would like to note that it took me reading off these notes twice and reading a book 6 months ago and thinking about this book on a regular basis for me to click in my brain. Like, if I didn't take in-depth notes about this book, it would have never clicked in my brain. Like, therefore, not good allegory, my dude. It took me a bit.
Yep.
At this point, Leah sees blood seeping into her room, but it's just a hallucination. Because there's no evidence. Oh my god, I gotta talk about this!
That's me coded.
Her mom tries to calm her down while also clearly worrying that Leah somehow ingested blood. And then afterwards, Leah grabs something from under her bed and finds an old receipt sticky with fresh blood. Never brought up again. There was another time later on when she does see blood in a room and someone's like, "You're crazy," but she then touches her hand to it and it comes back with sticky blood. So, like, this isn't like it happens 2 times and it's never described, it's never explained what is happening. I'm just saying, it's very much giving. In the, I think it was second Jurassic World movie, I thought the raptor they made, I didn't think that raptor was trying to kill the little girl. I thought he was trying to befriend the little girl because they were one and the same. Like, there were times when it was just, like, petting her hair and, like, pulling back her blankets. I don't think that is, like, trying to kill her. Like, he could have easily killed her. I'm just saying, it looks like more like he was trying to befriend her. And it's like the blood is trying to befriend Leah. I'm just saying. It's simplified. Anyways, they go looting at as a family at Home Depot. She cuts her hand on some plywood and likes watching the blood drip. That's not suspicious at all. Anyways, most of the animals have died off because you know, there's nothing to drink except blood. They start her mom starts barricading the whole entire house and have dozens of locks just for the room they use to hold their clean water. And Leah has started wearing her respirator all the time since it decreases her compulsion to go out into the blood. At one point, she takes it off and finds herself staring out her barred window, thanks to the compulsions. And because the compulsions are so strong, she notices afterwards that she pries off one of her fingernails, gripping the board so hard. And then she sucks the finger and likes the taste of the blood. That's not suspicious. That's not weird. Her mom starts swearing it's been 2 days since her dad came home from the dam. Despite Leah swearing it's only been 2 hours. So her mom starts boarding the door up from the inside. I still don't know how people get inside if all the windows and doors are boarded. I don't. Moving on. So Leah's scared of her mom. There's this whole thing where she's like constantly texting her dad, like, "Dad, I'm worried about mom. Mom's kind of scaring me. Like, can you come home? When are you coming home? Like, things are going on. And, like, please call me. Like, I need to talk to you." And he just replies, "I'll call you later." Love the parenting. The power, he does eventually call because the power goes out. But he calls saying they've got a base set up at the dam that's safe. So rush over. But her mom says no and forces her to shut down all phones. People start breaking in to steal water. Still don't know how they get through the front door if it's all boarded up. I don't fucking know. Leah's mom threatens them with a gun. Her mom has her hide in like the locker room with all the water, and she hears a gunshot while hiding. Later that night, she's startled awake by her mom creepily staring down at her. And Leah notices the gun behind her back when she goes to leave. That's not suspicious. That's not weird.
I feel like I read this right before I had to do something, like this part, and I was like, LOL, I shouldn't be laughing about the fact that her mother's about to try to kill her. Was I at the doctor?
I feel like something like that. I think you had to go to the doctor and you were trying to finish his book and you read that scene. You were trying not to laugh at it.
Yo, yeah, I think I had to go to the psychologist.
That's so funny.
The fact that this girl was about to get murdered by her mom, I was like, LOL. I went to go see the fucking shrink.
That's so funny. Anyways.
Not so me coded though. Just like how my favorite part of your book is the main character getting decapitated because I'm fucking normal. Yeah, Kiki. Yeah. Can you hear her?
No, I can't. And also my computer froze up. So let's see if I can record the rest of this episode.
Oh my god.
Sometimes Crapputer is crappy. There is a reason why I call it Crapputer. It's fine. Ow! I have the hips of an 80-year-old and a 25.
Me, but I'm only 20.
Soon you will be 21 in just a few months.
Shut the fuck up. Thank you.
You're the one who spent a whole month wishing me happy birthday and calling me old when I turned 25, so shut up. I can do what I want.
It's only because I love you.
I think I have to shut down my computer, and that's homophobic.
I agree.
Here, I'll just read the notes from my phone in the meantime. Let me pull them up while I wait for this to work. Step 1 is to find Google Drive. This is going to take a minute. Where is it? Oh, there's Google Docs. It's in my writing page. Oh. Imagine having writing folder on your phone. I have two because I also have one in my Photos app. Where was I? So we were at the part. The part. Okay, we have like one long paragraph and one small paragraph left, people. We can do this. We can do this. I'm trying to turn on my computer and put it in the background. More people try to break in, and they're getting close. Leah's mother, unsurprisingly, plans to kill them both to save them by going to heaven. Yeah. They have a tussle, and in a fight, Leah accidentally shoots her mom in the throat, and she slowly bleeds out. I will give Leah this. She's freaking out. She's actually freaking out at this point. She's like, they're trying, like, holding her mother, like, Mom, what do I do? Leah gives the house to the looters outside, who include Levi and some random girl who's hanging on him. She walks to Araceli's, who's all beat up, and her dad is missing. Never explained. Araceli is scared of Leah when she tells her she killed her mom. Her dad calls and doesn't believe her mom tried to kill her, despite her trying to text him multiple times. She's scared of that he never replied to any of her messages, being like, "Please call me, I'm scared." Right. And the one previous phone call saying her mom was fine when, like him saying that on the phone, her mom seemed fine. But, like, also, you said rush over to the dam, and it's been days, and they didn't. So, like, sir, shut the fuck up. So, yeah. He's the worst. The end. Leah shares bed with Araceli and has a vision of the blood flowing down her walls. This scene, this is the other, like, receipt scene. She goes to touch the walls, but there's nothing there, and yet her hands come back bloody. That's suspicious. That's weird. That's the whole premise of this book. It's suspicious. It's weird, but nothing's ever explained. They start the trek to the dam, aka the safe place. They start at Hillary's to find her whole family butchered and torn apart. Never explained. Leah obviously freaks out and almost kills herself with a lawnmower blade. Kind of funny imagery.
all of it made me laugh. Like,
and like imagine trying to kill yourself with a lawnmower blade. Like that seems kind of difficult to do. That's kind of a big like thing to try to handle. Like, do you just try to throw yourself onto it? Like, I don't, and hope.
The way she was holding it made it sound like it was small, and I'm just like, what are you on about?
No, that those things are like fucking giant. Like they're the size of
Yeah,
a
the way
human
they
torso. I
holding
say as a normal person.
it made it sound small. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
So Araceli hotwires a car, which both Leah and I enjoy in a certain kind of way. I'm just a simple woman, and if no matter of your gender identity, if you hotwire a car in front of me, I will get down on my knees respectfully.
Oh my god!
In the name of the Lord.
Oh my god! I wasn't expecting you to say that. I was about to scream about hot wires in the car, and then you said that. Oh my lord!
Sometimes I say weird shit.
Oh my god!
I said,
unhinged this month, and
remember that time like 2
I'm
weeks ago?
supposed to be the unhinged one. I'm supposed to want to make these jokes. What is going on?
Remember like 2 weeks ago when I made a joke that I would climb Henry Cavill like a tree, which makes sense because his arms are built like tree trunks.
But you made that joke before, so it's okay.
Do you ever just question if you like men and then you remember that Henry Cavill exists and you do things to that man?
No, I don't.
That very beautiful man. He's beautiful eyes. And he's like large dog. I'm just large dogs and I'm just
because you making the small penis joke about your exes and then the wood joke when we were playing Stardew Valley, like, girl!
I forgot I made the small penis joke about my exes. That's funny. In the
and I was like, I don't know if you're being serious. I don't know if you're being for real. I don't know if you're being funny. And I don't know what's going on anymore.
I don't know. I think in the past month I kind of gone a little crazier than normal, and that's fine.
I fear you're actually losing it. I fear you're going delusional, and I fear
so am I, and that's fine. At least we both understand.
I fear I need to come save you. I fear.
Look on the bright side. In a few months, I get a vacation.
You know, I don't think I'll never go back.
If my other mother ever actually pays for the plane tickets, buys them.
I fear you should just smuggle a Bella dog and an Ivy dog, and then never go back.
I think that would be very hard to fit them in my suitcase. I hate to inform you. They're a little large.
That's why you need multiple. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. Okay. Anyways, back to the book. Because I said a thing like that. A man with a rifle beats them up and tries to steal the car. When he throws Leah down into the bush, he gets stabbed in the side by a rib bone. That's another thing I brought up last time is they're like stepping on.
I thought she fell and I thought her ribs broke and it was sticking out of her. I was like, oh my god, wait.
That's what I thought too when the first time I had it. That's so funny. I say first time. I'm never reading it again. What the fuck am I talking about? Anyways, there's this thing where like they're walking on bones all the time, and when they walk on bones, they're like crunching and breaking, cracking and whatnot. And yet they're driving on bones, and no bones like puncture through tires in this whole entire book. I would like to know like no bone fragments puncture tires. Like I feel like that'd be an issue. Like that is a good reason why nobody's driving. Like ignore the blood issue. That's an issue. Right? Like, I don't know. Maybe I just have too many brain cells for this book. I think that's a moral of the story. That's the issue. Anyways, Araceli takes some twine from the car. I don't know how she managed that. And strangles the man under the blood. So now they're both afraid of the other. They run into a family and almost immediately Leah threatens them with the rifle that they took. So she gives it to Araceli, and they take a side path into the woods. The blood starts rising by the feet, so they climb a tree and hang out for a day. Araceli is mad at Leah because Leah, instead of hitting the man with the car and driving him over, stopped the car, and that's why Araceli had to kill the man. So Araceli is
I
scared.
wouldn't have ran him over either.
Me neither. Araceli is scared of and untrustful of Leah because she accidentally killed her mom in self-defense. Accidentally is the key word there too.
Mhm.
But is angry at Leah because Leah wouldn't purposely hit a man with a car. So then Araceli had to kill a man in self-defense. And so now Leah's scared of Araceli because like it makes no sense. Like it makes sense. Anyways.
Mhm.
Suddenly the blood starts draining, so there's only an inch or so. They find a hunting cabin and stay there overnight, and find some jerky and eat it all. But now they're dehydrated because, like, obviously. Anyways, they're dehydrated, so they decide this is the perfect time to bang.
Mhm.
Yep.
And this random falling apart deer blind. Because obviously you have to bang at least one time if you're in an apocalyptic situation. Obviously, that's just the rules that just made.
I remember bringing up Walking Dead when we talked about this because like they're in life or death situations like constantly, and then just banging in the tent right next to your son. That's like the second episode. So Leah wakes up and Araceli is crying, holy rightful, with a guilty look in her eyes. Probably something has to do with I don't know, gay sex. I don't fucking know. Religious trauma in gay sex. That's what I assume. But I don't know. Because Leah does validly have a PTSD response to the guilty look of someone holding a gun while crying, standing over her, and she thinks of her reminds her of her mom, and she starts running.
Honestly, I didn't expect them to bang. I really didn't. And then they did. I was like,
oh. So they decide they can't trust each other. And so they throw all the bullets into the woods. They continue walking to the dam the next morning and realize there are no more bones. The hare tries to grab for Leah. Again, this is where I'm thinking, like, Leah has some kind of magical powers going on because the hare goes for her, trying to grab onto her. And she yells at it to stop. And it does.
That's one thing. Here's another cool way this could have gone. The cult could have like done some fucking thing to make the blood happen, but also there could be something wrong with her mom that made something wrong with her to where she's able to interact with it. And like, there's so many different ways this could have gone.
I know. So they are hella dehydrated, so they decide to try and boil some stream water in old beer bottles that somehow aren't contaminated by blood themselves. We don't need to talk about it. But immediately throw it back up. Leah passes out in the blood. Next thing they know, they wake up to all the blood gone, as well as most of the bones and hair. They walk to the dam. I love how all this shit happens, but like the cleanup is nothing. Like I remember the story of the maple syrup flood in Boston. I think it was Boston. But the cleanup of that was the worst part. Like it was insane. You would find maple syrup everywhere.
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
I'm sorry, do you not know about the maple syrup flood?
No.
I'll send you the YouTube video. It's fine.
I'll just send you the YouTube video.
It's a thing that actually happened in history, and we don't need to talk about it. I'm not going to go into detail about it now. Horses did die, though. A lot of them.
I'm sorry, that's so funny.
But the fact that, like, the part I remember most about that is that, like, the cleanup of that was pure hell. They don't have to clean up anything for this. Like, yeah, a shit ton of people died, but, like, you don't have to clean up anything. The earth just, like, sucks it all back in the end. What kind of Noah's Ark bullshit is this? Like, do you think Noah's Ark and this have something to do with each other? It's not like she read Noah's Ark at some point in this book. Do you think there's a comparison? Just saying. So, anyways, Leah's dad says it's fine. She killed her own mom. The end. That's literally how it ends. She basically almost passes out in her dad's arms, and he's like, "It's okay. You killed your mom. I still love you."
Also, when they boiled the water in the beer bottles and they threw up, because and then they're obviously more dehydrated after that. Why they should have just skipped that entirely and just should have kept going because they were right there. They were so close to the dam.
Yeah, they were like a block and a half away.
Like, they wouldn't have passed out if they would have just kept walking and didn't try to do all that bullshit.
Yeah. Because they grabbed water out of the river or whatever that the dam's in. Very much seemed to be about how humanity would act in need of survival and whatnot, but not done in a well way, especially with Leah's POV. Also heavily hinted that it all ended and was caused by God. There's like other church sign things that I didn't bring up that, listen, we all know it was heavily hinted constantly. That's all because of God. But not that heavy.
But what is, like, for why?
No explanation why it says suddenly stopped. All this stuff. Is Leah the Noah in this comparison? And if so, why is there no actual message from God? Other than the sign that said beloved, that if you believe that she has some kind of divine power or connection with God, and the way that message she read right before, the blood really started coming out of the ground and it's told her not to be afraid. And then she was able to control the hair and other aspects of it. And the blood came for her. It called her beloved, if you believe that it was for her specifically. So, like, other than that, why are there no other specific, like, hints of her being communicated with? And then, like, nothing about her family will be saved if they do this thing, right? And they are the only ones and everyone else has to die. Like, none of that. Like, is it only the sinners that die, and once the last sinner dies, everyone is fine? And, like, does that mean Hillary is a sinner, and also her 12-year-old brother is a sinner? And, you know, and, like, was no non-sinners killed because other people died, but, like, was it only sinners? So it's like no non-sinners died in the process accidentally, like, any of that shit by human causes, because people were, like, pointing guns at each other and shooting each other. So, like, you know, I think I'm thinking too deeply about this. I think that's the moral of the story.
Yeah, because there's no substance here at all.
I'm trying to put substance in something that doesn't have any, and, you know, that's fine.
I feel like that could also be said for a lot of people we've known. I thought that would make you laugh. But you just don't want to laugh today.
No. Listen.
That's sad.
I laughed when I said get down on my knees in a religious way, praise Jesus, about people hotwiring cars.
Ignoring you.
Okay, thank you. Love you too. Anyways, I dislike this book. I dislike it even now more. The technical difficulties that made me have to record this twice and talk about this book in depth twice has made me hate this book even more. I rate it 2 stars because I don't rate things 1 star unless they're very problematic. Like that one cowboy romance.
There's so much potential here and it's very sad.
Yeah, I don't know. We're different people. I think I rated Molly Southbourne overall higher than this. Like, I liked Molly Southbourne a lot more than I liked this, and you hate Molly Southbourne in comparison to this. Which is so funny. I love that for us.
It's very us-coded.
It really is.
Okay. Anything else? Are we gonna wrap it up?
You want me to actually promote us, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Instead of just sitting here popping my hips. Okay, fine. I almost said welcome to Fish and Flower Podcast. I need help in the noggin. I would like you know this whole time since my computer, I had to shut it down. It's been updating this whole time.
Ew.
This is really funny. I can't wait to see if I can actually edit this madness. Anyways, promoting us. Links below to both of us. We both have multiple links. There's also like a podcast, Instagram, and whatnot.
I posted on it yesterday.
Yeah,
just a story, but you know.
Yeah. Sometimes I make memes about my dog. They're very funny. You really need to post something about the 2 sides of you, or 2 Bellas in you. One side is gay, the other side is also gay. You know that meme?
Yeah.
That meme you made of my dog?
Yeah. Yeah. That's not the only one. Don't worry.
I know there's a lot. I saved a
There's
lot.
time for that one.
I also
It's
saved a
This
video
is
that
only time for that one.
I also saved a
It don't exist
video.
any other time.
I also saved a video you made of Bella having cool sunglasses put on her.
Oh my god.
I saved that video. It was in one of my vlogs recently.
Which one? I haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah, no, but I did send you a clip that I put it in there because she was in the same room as me as I was updating the vlog, and she was moving around a bunch. You could just hear her in the background, and I was like, it'd be really funny. Just put that over as I'm like, Bella, please. Anyways, links below. If you're on the YouTube channel, there's something up above the cards. I'll put some random episode up there. I'll put them on the Southbourne episode because I think similar vibes. The episodes.
And you can find Rose's YouTube channel. I mean, you can find mine too, but I guess I'm abandoning it again because
Yeah, where's my
I want to give up.
Where's my blood mark?
It's sitting on my cell phone unedited, and I'm just gonna put all the clips together unedited and upload it to Google Drive and then send it to you like that.
Okay. I'm fine with it. Can I watch it repeatedly like that? Because you know how many times I'll watch the fucking Legend Word vlog? So many times.
Yes, it makes me so good. I opened my shit up the other day on YouTube Studio, and it made me so sad. All my numbers going down, like, damn, that's sad.
My numbers are going up, but I think that's because I've been posting gaming videos. That's another thing. I post gaming videos. You know, I think, hear me out. Someday I will make our farm look nice and whatnot on Stardew Valley. I will. Okay, I'll make it look really nice. There's like a shit things you can do. There's like different floorings and all this stuff. But I will make our farm look nice, and we will reach perfection, and I will record it, and I will edit together and put it on the YouTube channel for the podcast, as like a bonus video, just for the podcast on the YouTube channel.
One day you should stream us playing Stardew together.
Other me promoting things, you should watch us. That's me promoting. I'm so good at it. I do the same thing editing my videos and vlogs.
We're pretty smart occasionally. There's stuff in our heads occasionally.
It does happen on one or two occasions. Sometimes in vlogs I even go in depth about things. And
popular to what I can't remember the saying, you know what I'm trying to say. But I'm actually pretty smart, and I do use big words. And I was using words like subtext and like this and this and this when I was watching X with my stepsister yesterday. And she was just looking at me like, what the fuck are you on about? I was like, you don't want to hear me speak about all the nuances of this movie. And she was just staring at me like I was speaking. I don't know. It was kind of funny. And I was speaking in the most monotone, serious voice too. It's just
Hello? What the fuck is this? No, I need to open up this photo. I think I just found a random photo of thumbnail. And I'm trying to find where it went. And so I'm going through all these pictures folders, and I find a bunch of folders.
Do I need to be concerned?
And the folder is called Rose Early Scans. I think these are like photos of me when I was in the womb.
What the fuck?
I think that's what I just found.
You're trying to tell me you found pictures of your ultrasound?
Listen, I could take ultrasound, but photos of me when I was in the womb sounds way cooler and funnier.
I want to see.
It won't open. They won't open for some reason.
What the fuck? That's so homophobic.
I know, that's so fishphobic of them.
It really is.
Anyways, I'm gonna hope that Google Chrome works on this computer and edit this bad boy. Do you have anything else to say?
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome.